Alright, what's good YouTube? T here with the Break Even TCG channel, and bringing you guys another Chilling Reigns updated deck profile. This deck is the Ice Rider Calyrex deck. Ice Rider Calyrex is one of the new cards from the set, and it's pretty busted. It's not, it's not, what do we call it? The most popular deck from the set, but it's a deck that I really like. And I think with so many different ways to play this deck as we're discovering, standardized lists and everything coming into the new format, I think this is a really cool deck to try out. I think it'll have some pretty decent matchups, as we'll figure out in the coming days. And I just want to give you guys my take on it because I tested this for a few games yesterday, and I really think this list is pretty dope, so I wanted to share it with you all. All right. Remember to like the video, comment, and subscribe for more content like this if you guys enjoy it. And here we go. For Ice Rider Calyrex V. So Ice Rider Calyrex V is a pretty vanilla V Pokemon. For 1 water energy, it does Pierce for 40, and then for 2 waters and a colorless, it does Glacial Lance, which does 200, but you also discard 2 energies from this card, which isn't hard to do because we play the new Melanie supporter card that gets a water energy from the discard pile and attaches it to your V Pokemon. But the card you'll mainly be attacking with is your Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX, oh, looks so good, has 2 attacks. Ride of the High King, which does 10 plus 30 for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So it'll max out at around 160. 3 times 5 is 15 plus 10, 160. Or you can do 240, 250 if you're playing against the Tyranids and they have a full bench. And the Tyranids does not one-shot this back, which is a good thing to note. So you'll be able to 2-shot a Tyranids in that matchup. But you also have Max Lance. And what Max Lance is for 2 water energies. You can discard up to 2 water energies from this Pokemon, and you'll do 120 for each energy you discard it this way. So it'll max out at 250. So you can discard 1 energy and do 130, or 2 energies and do 150. But you want to clear off, sometimes you want to clear this off because it's easy to reset with Melanie and just an attachment from hand. Melanie does not care where your V Pokemon is as long as it is on the board. It doesn't have to be on bench. So that's also a good thing to note. But this card is able to 2-shot a lot of the things in the format. And sorry, I like going really in depth when I do deck profiles, just so you can have, my understanding of the deck and how I wanted to build it and play it. So next up, we have the supporting Pokemon. Now, as you can tell, Ice Rider Calyrex and most VMAX Pokemon have roughly 320, 330 HP, right? And that doesn't seem like, that doesn't seem easy to one-shot. So for our support Pokemon, we play 3 Sobble, 3 Rapid Strike Sobble because it has the Keep Calling attack, which can just, if you end up using it, helps you get out more Sobbles because these are the only Rapid Strike Pokemon we play. Keep Calling lets you search your deck for up to 3 basic Rapid Strike Pokemon and put them on your bench. So it'll just call out the other 2 Sobbles. Then 3 Drizzile. As you can tell, I'm playing the Inteleon engine. So Drizzile has the Shady Dealings ability, which allows you to search your deck for a trainer card when you evolve into this Pokemon. So I'll go over some of the trainers. Like, you can search for a level ball, evolutionary incense, so you can just constantly thin your deck and search for the other ones of these to get more cards out of your deck. But they can also search supporters, which will help you find your supporter for the turn. You know, it gets you to your pieces faster, so you can just attack and, you know, get through your strategy quicker. There you go. And then I play 1 Shady Dealings Inteleon and 2 Quick Shooting Rapid Strike Inteleons. So what Shady Dealings Inteleon does is the same thing as the Drizzile, except it searches 2 trainer cards. So now you can find 2 items or a supporter and a search card, just to get through your deck faster. I'll go over these, like, or it can find you Path to the Peak, because as you'll see, we don't really play Pokemon that are affected by Path to the Peak. We only play 1, and it should not come into play too much. But this is here to help dig through your deck for your other supporters and other supporting items. While Quick Shooting's ability is, once per turn, you can target down one of your opponent's Pokemon and put 2 damage counters on it, so it will do 20 damage. So with 2 of them, you can do 40 damage in a turn. And this will help you be able to, you know, take quicker one-shots, or as the game goes on, it can help you set out multiple prize turns. So you can Quick Shooting, put 20 damage on something, max lance it, so you'll hit it for like 280, and then next turn, if you have 2 of these, you can do the 20 snipe for both of them, so doing 40, take 3 prizes, and then potentially be able to max lance again in that turn and just set up another knockout. So I think this engine helps Ice Rider's damage output and is a great search engine alongside it. And then last but not least, 1 Dedenne GX. Discard your hand, draw 6. This is just for early turns draw power, or late game if they take away our Path to the Peak. This will help us dig in our deck further for our supporters and other cards. And then we have, I'll go over all the search cards. 4 Level Ball. Level Ball searches Pokemon with 90 HP or less, so it is all of your Sobbles and all of your Drizzles. So this searches for 6 Pokemon in your deck. So, and you kind of want to open these, because the faster you get to your Sobbles, the faster you can get to your Drizzles, which means the faster you can get to your Inteleons. And you just want to get there as fast as possible. 4 Quick Balls. The Quick Balls also search for your Ice Rider Calyrex V and your Sobbles. Again, you just want to start setting up as quick as possible. So these 8 cards will really help you get there. And then we have 2 Evolution Incense. Evolution Incense searches your evolved Pokemon, so it searches Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX, Drizzle, and Inteleon. So with these 10 cards, you kind of search all of the Pokemon in your deck. And with Drizzle and the Shady Dealings Inteleon, you can also just search these cards, so you can get what you need out of your deck as quick as possible to get you to the stage of the game that you want to be in. Next up, I have 2 Scoop Up Nets. So for abilities like Drizziles and the Shady Dealings Inteleon, you kind of want to be able to reuse those sometimes. So say you have like 2 or 3 Sobbles on the bench, you can evolve one into Drizzile, search your deck for an item, then scoop up net, pick the Sobble and Drizzile back up, put the Drizzile on a different Sobble, and search your deck for an item card again, and then put down that Sobble again to let it get evolved in the next turn. You can also do the same thing with the Shady Dealings Inteleon. You can also do the same thing with your quick shooting Inteleon. You can put it down, do the 20 snipe, pick it back up, put it on a different Drizzile, and then do another 20 snipe. So just 2 scoop up nets, because these also are searchable, to let you do those combination plays that I just talked about. We also have 2 Capacious Bucket. What Capacious Bucket does is it searches 2 water energy from your deck. Now, I only play 2 because I would naturally play 1 because it's searchable, but this card is kind of important because you do want to get to your energy. You want to be able to discard your energy to attach them with Melanie, and then have one to attach from hand. So I felt like this card was a good inclusion as a 2 of. And then we have the last 4 as utility cards. 1 Air Balloon. What Air Balloon does is when it's the Pokemon it's attached to has 2 less retreat costs. So everything in the deck has 2 retreat costs or less. So it'll give Ice Rider free retreat. It'll give your Inteleons, your Sobbles, your Drizzles, all of those will have free retreat. So it's just a searchable switching out. Another tool we've added is Vitality Band. So Vitality Band also helps you do numbers with Ice Rider, because what Vitality Band does is the Pokemon it's attached to does 10 more damage to your opponent's active when it attacks. So now your Max Lance will do 260, which is a good number to hit. It makes math really easy because 3 quick shootings and a Max Lance with Vitality Band is 320. So it makes it pretty easy to set up multiple prize turns. And then those cards are searchable by Drizzile, but they're not super necessary. That's why you don't play multiples. Then 1 Switch and 1 Escape Rope. Again, just utility cards to get your Pokemon out of the active or get your opponent's Pokemon out of the active, and then switch your Pokemon out of the active. And then last but not least, we have 3 Path to the Peak. What Path to the Peak does is Pokemon with a rule box in play, yours and your opponent, have no abilities. So a Pokemon with a rule box would be Dedenne GX, because it has the GX rule box here at the lower part of the card. So Pokemon like V's and GX's won't have abilities while this card is in play. It's a better power plant because it hits all of those. But as you can see, we played the Inteleon line, and Inteleon does not have a rule box. It is just a basic 1 prize Pokemon, so it is not affected by Path to the Peak. And then our Ice Riders don't have abilities. So they are also unaffected by Path to the Peak, which makes this deck a perfect deck to utilize Path to the Peak. Then for supporters, we have, we'll go over you last, 2 Professor's Research, 2 Boss's Order, 2 Marnies, and then 4 Melanie. Melanie being a new card out of the set, you can attach a water energy from your discard pile to one of your V Pokemon, and if you do, you draw 3 cards. So this also acts as an extra attachment and draw supporter. Marnie, you guys already know what it does. It's hand disruption for your opponent. Shuffle shuffle your hand, put it at the bottom of your deck. You draw 5, they draw 4. Boss's Order, Gust Effect, so you take one of your opponent's Pokemon from the bench, put it into the active. Research, discard, draw 7. And then for Melanie, and then for 2 tech supporters, since they are searchable by the Drizzile and Teleon line, we have 1 Cheryl, because since you discard energy off of your Ice Rider Calyrex with Max Lance, and it does take damage, most times your opponent will be 2-shotting it. You can heal off the damage they do, and since you don't have any energy attached to it, you won't have to discard any energy. So yeah, it's a really good card, helps with healing and making your Ice Rider last longer. And then 1 Leon. So what Leon does is during this turn, your active Pokemon does 30 more to your opponent's active when you attack. So your Ice Rider will now be doing 280 when you Max Lance, 290 with the Vitality Band. So then with 2 Quick Shooting and Teleons, you'll be doing 330 in total. And these are all just utility cards, one-ofs. You don't necessarily need them to play your strategy, but they are really helpful in certain matchups. And then last but not least, we have 5 Tin Water Energy. So you can see them, draw them enough. We have 2 Capacious Buckets so we can search them, and then the Quick Balls to get them into the discard pile so we can play them out with Melanie. And that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this profile. Again, remember, like, comment, subscribe, share this video with your friends if you guys thought this deck was interesting. And that was it. T here, Break Even TCG, and we'll catch you guys later. See ya.